Okay, so we've had a look around your workshop, we've heard a bit about you. So the business side of things, we wanted to know really what your big successes were and what big things you personally, might not be big, you know, to other people, but what big things have you had to overcome in setting up your own business and running with it?
I'm not a natural businesswoman. I'm an artist, you know, so I can see your face dropping because I get that. I get that a lot. When I first
it's not unusual for creatives. Not unusual.
When I first opened up here, I didn't have a business plan. I didn't have a vision. I didn't.
Well, you say you didn't have a vision. I mean, you walked in here.
Oh, that was
different. A vision immediately.
I
did. You must have had sort of an idea of kind of like that direction.
No, it was more of a, I know what this is going to look like when it's finished. Right. It wasn't a, this is where I want to be. It wasn't I had no, I haven't really sort of set out and said, right, I'm going to do this way, you know. And I suppose that's good in a way, because any mistakes that I've made, I thought, well, I didn't mean to do that anyway. It wasn't, that's, it's kind of evolved rather than...
Quite organically,
yeah. And I get the feeling that I've never had to go and approach anybody for any funding, or, you know, sort of everything that I've got here, I've built up without bank loans and things like that, which is that's my biggest success, is that I don't owe anybody any money.
Pretty good.
Yeah. I've paid myself for years, but I'm just starting to now. But it's that's the biggest thing, I think, and also still being here after 5 years, because
that's a huge success.
Yeah, I'm quite proud of that. That, you know, sort of, I know when we were doing it up and locals were saying, what's this going to be? Admittedly, a lot of them had come from the pub next door and had said, what's it going to be? And we said it was going to be an art gallery. And I've got, give you 6 months, you know.
Yeah.
So now I'm opening up the door.
So what's the key to your longevity? Because there's a lot of businesses come and gone in that time. Yeah. All types of different businesses, but you've here 5 years later. So what is it that's...
I don't know. I think one of the things that I'm very proud of is that this is a place that welcomes people in, you know, and I'm not sort of, that sounds awfully big-headed, and I don't mean it to be. People like to be in here, and I as a young girl, I used to spend a long time in art galleries because I just loved art. I just loved everything to do. So I would sit, and I'm from Birmingham originally, so I would go to Birmingham Art Gallery and I would just sit and just be happy in the room, and the atmosphere of being in a place like that, I wanted to recreate that, the peace and the tranquility. I wanted to, you know, recreate when I opened a place of my own. But I think it's gone a step further than that now, that when people come in, I do get a lot of, oh, it's lovely in here, oh, isn't the music nice, isn't it this, isn't it that, you know, and that's, I think I've created a place where people want to come back.
It's quite welcoming.
Good. I mean, that is nice. That,
I mean, plus you were talking about your workshops in the other video, in that, you know, there's lashings of tea and coffee.
Yeah.
I mean, that just sounds quite homely, and people can retreat to this space that you've created.
Yeah, I always wanted this to be accessible to everybody, you know, not just people who think they know how to appreciate art, because that's something that I'm also very passionate about, as I've said, is that people, if you like something, that's good enough for me. You know, if you like a picture that I've done, then you don't have to understand what was going through my mind at the time. You don't have to understand the methodology, you know, the technique or the materials or anything else like that. I'm happy if you like it. That's good enough. You know, sort of if people say, I really like that, or I can see this in it, I can see that in it, absolutely fine. You know, sort of everybody has a different take on art, and I think a lot of people are frightened to say what they like and what they don't like because they feel they're going to be ridiculed, and they don't get that when they come here. If they don't like what I do, that's fine too. I don't mind. I don't get that very often. I don't get many people coming in saying, "Oh, this is rubbish." But yeah, I think I do get a lot of people coming in who said that they wouldn't ordinarily go into an art gallery because they don't feel that they would be welcome when they go in. And I know exactly what they're talking about because
it can be intimidating.
It can be. And even for an artist going into an art gallery, it can be intimidating because the first thing you get is, "Can I help you? Can you do it?" And oh no, that's a bit of a lie. It can be a bit more.
Well, I've had stony stares.
Have you? Yeah.
Can you afford this art type of look?
Yeah. Yeah. And I've got a complete wall behind you that is called affordable art because I want people to understand that you don't have to spend a fortune to buy something that's original. You know, you can buy something, it might not be huge, but you can have an original piece of art. Yeah, that's it. You can have something that's just for you and not for anybody else. So I think I'd like to think that this is successful, but it's still here after 5 years because I've got the backing of the local people. You know, people come in and they spend their money in here. You know, they're showing support by doing that and keeping on coming back. They're spreading the word too. I found advertising a really, really tricky thing when I first started out because when you look through the paper, you're not looking to see, it's not like you've got the plumbers and the electricians. You're not looking for an art gallery.
No,
you know?
It's not. Yeah.
And I found that difficult, and I've kind of found where the best places are to advertise. And
was that like through trial and error? You would try one thing and see what works and try something else.
That's right. Yeah. And just test it out. You have to be prepared to do that, you know, to sort of try a few things, and if they don't work, then you just cut your losses and say, well, that didn't work.
Yeah,
you know, that's fair enough.
Because when as any of us running a business, you have those failures, and I hate the term failure because it's not. It's information. You've had feedback.
Definitely,
this works, this doesn't. So you kind of need those.
Yeah.
I'm going to use, the air quotes, failures to figure out, that's not quite the right direction.
It's a way of learning.
Yeah.
You know, learning how to run your business. And I think as well, because this kind of a business doesn't fit neatly into a business plan idea, you know, sort of projections. I just laughed when somebody suggested that I'd start projecting, you know, and my cash flow and things like that. No, I'm afraid I don't do any of those things. I just come in here and enjoy myself. And maybe that's a reason why it's successful, is because this is my happy place. You know, this is the place where I come and I enjoy, and I hope that comes across.
Yeah.
You know, that when I'm talking to people that I just love being here, you know, so I get to do my dream job. You know, I come in every morning and I'm not sort of thinking, oh God, I've got to go to work today. It's like, go to the gallery, you know.
Yeah.
Even the dog likes to come with me. He has his happy head on.
He's gorgeous. He's so well behaved. Hardly heard him. Brilliant. Yeah. Oh, well, thanks for that, Julie. That's an amazing space, it really is. And we're going to have to come and visit again as a customer because it's lovely here.
Great.
Really, really like looking around all the eclectic stuff that you've got in here because it's quite a range.
Yeah.
And we'll catch you again.
Brilliant.